Release the Craftin. Priscilla here with a journal share for you guys today. This is the book that I have made for my swap with Lori at Ivy Shutters. I will link her channel down below so you guys can see what she made for me. I had a lot of fun making this book. It was kind of a learning curve experience, and I had a really great time just kind of figuring some stuff out and trying some new things. I'm calling this book The Diary of Lenore. So if you guys are familiar with Edgar Allan Poe, he has a poem called Lenore, and she also makes a guest appearance in The Raven. And I thought it would be really fun to do like an Edgar Allan Poe themed book, but not like straight Edgar Allan Poe, more like a Lenore style book. So after rereading Lenore and then kind of doing some like research into some of the deeper like subtext, I kind of got an idea for what kind of girl Lenore was. And, you know, like, what kind of diary would she keep? And I think I have captured that here. So this is the Diary of Lenore, and the spine is like 2 inches, I think, if I remember correctly. And it's got like, quick math in my head, 128 pages and 4 signatures. And I mean, it's a little chunky, but it isn't super chunky because I made all of my embellishments really flat so that Lori could add stuff to it without like bulking up the book too crazy. I also kind of kept it a little more simpler than I usually would, just because I saw Lori's video on how she does her personal journal, and I saw that she added a lot of stuff here, so I wanted to make sure she had a lot of surface space to add her things to her book so she could actually use it. But I still had a lot of fun making it and did some interesting things. The cover is a really neat, like, vinyl tablecloth, I think it was before in its last life, that Shayna sent. It was white, and I inked it up with some archival ink in black to get this really pretty, like, bluish, grayish color, which was perfect because if you've read the poem Lenore, you know that she's actually dead at the time of the poem. And so I wanted to keep like the whole graveyard girl kind of vibe in here. So it looks like a gravestone kind of. And I used pumice stone distress oxide ink to ink up everything. So it also had more of that graveyard sort of gravestone effect. And I'm really just happy with how the cover came out. It inked up better than I thought it would. And I added some more ink in like certain spots to kind of grunge it up and give it a variance. I added some book corners to the edges and made it a wraparound. Just like this is, I think, the first like official wraparound I've ever done. And I have this little book plate, and I added Lenore's name here in gold ink. I don't know if that's showing up. I think you can see it there. Which I got from Shayna, and then I added some flowers, and I also used some gold wax on those flowers. Let me see if I can do something about the lighting. It's like a really overcast day, and I don't know how well things are going to show up. I have my lights on, like all my lights on, and it's still weird looking. So for the closure, I used some of this Sari Silk, which was white at one point, but then I colored it up with some Distress Oxide in lavender and gray and purple and like Victorian velvet, and then I stamped on it with a crackle stamp, if I can find a piece that's been stamped, in random places, to kind of give it like more of that grungy, graveyardy look. Alright, sorry, I have to sneeze again. It's allergy season. So it opens up. It is like a soft cover, and I added some batting to like make it a little plush. So I really like how that came out. And this is a little side profile. I didn't go super crazy with lace, but I just wanted to kind of soften up some edges. And, you know, I figured Lenore was the kind of girl who liked a little bit of lace. So to the front of every signature, I added a stanza of the poem Lenore. Some of them are pockets, some of them are just glued straight down. This one is like a little tuck spot, and I added a little tiny tag that I altered. And I got these tags from Shayna, so I just inked them up and added some book page and then stamped on it, and then went around them with some gold wax. And that just tucks in behind here. And the paper pack is a Recollections pack. It's the one that came out this year. I think it's called Moonlight Manor. Don't quote me. But it is their most recent Halloween collection. I used both of the paper packs. They both have the same name. Oh, that one fell off. So this is just a regular sheet of paper with a little like her Melinda tag that I washi taped to the front. Not sure if this washi tape is the strongest washi tape, but I didn't want to permanently glue it down or do anything like that. So Lori can move stuff around. There's some coffee dyed paper, some more of this purple journal paper that I got from that Edgar Allan Poe book I found a while ago I was telling you guys about. And I'll link my original Edgar Allan Poe book back there just in case I refer to it. You guys can go check that out and see what I'm talking about if you haven't seen it yet. And then there is a pocket, which we altered on my last Craft With Me video. So if you guys haven't seen that, I'll also put it down in the description box below. Because we did a lot of this stuff together, so you can see how I made those things. And there's a tag here that I've done some embossing on. And I colored with some distressed oxides. And did some stamping and some stenciling onto. Then I fussy cut some washi and did some like gold embossing. And I found all of my images on Pinterest, searching for like aesthetics, and then I also searched for some images from Crimson Peak, the movie, because I thought the actress looked a lot like what I envisioned Lenore to look like, so it worked out perfect. And I did emboss this little piece of vellum with a stamp from Recollections and the watering can embossing powder from Ranger, so it's like a matte gray color, which I thought came out pretty cool. There's some stationery paper. I fussy cut some washi here. And this is from the paper pack. It says Nevermore. This paper I think came from Shayna. It's like a harder cardstock type paper that she coffee dyed. There's some music paper that flips out. And then I only had a couple of images left over from my like original printing session, so I just kind of stuck those there so that Lori could like layer in her own pictures or something over the top and kind of make her own collage on the page if she wanted to. And then this is a top loading pocket, and it's got an envelope inside, which I left open so that she could journal on the inside and close it up, or she can glue it down and make it a proper envelope. She is a super crafter, so I'm sure she can figure out what to do with an envelope. And then there's some of this like Bo Bunny planner type paper that I got in like a big paper packet Tuesday morning. And I did some stamping here. It says Nevermore. That's the center of the first signature. And I didn't do like a lot of charms or anything like that. I just kept it pretty simple. I didn't feel like this book needed that kind of stuff, because it was like a diary sort of. The other side of this is also a top loading pocket. So I wanted to keep it pretty simple so it could be used like a diary. So just made a large tag for that top pocket. And that flips open. And then this is a tuck spot with another tag in here. And I did some like, these are just regular white tags that I stamped and then also stenciled onto and added the image to, did some embossing, and then went over the top with some more of that vintage gold Prima Art Alchemy wax. This is a book page pocket I got from Shayna that I dripped some ink onto to get like some little ink splatters, and then embossed on the top of that. I did a lot of embossing for this book because it's flat. And then Shayna stamped this out, and I thought this was really pretty. I wish I had a stamp like this. So it came out really gorgeous. And then this side says Quoth the Raven. I fussy cut out this like strip of washi tape so that she could like kind of peel it up and stick something under and then stick it back down. So I did that in every signature. There's like a long strip for her to like tuck something under. And this like washi tape is really cool. You can't really see it on camera, but it's got like a glossy effect on it. And then I stamped on this vellum on the other side. And this really pretty moth page. And then this little pocket I made out of a journaling spot. And then I have this really old like Sleeping Beauty book with images from Arthur Rackham. And the pages are like crunchy. But I thought it made a really cute little envelope flip out. And it's got like a little cat. And Poe loved cats, so I figured Lenore was probably also the type of person who loved cats. And then this has a quote from Poe from his parable, or The Shadow, which is a parable. And I did some stamping. So I kept it pretty like, I don't know what you would call it, gothic-y, nature-ish, because I figured Lenore was like a soft-hearted girl who liked to be outside, so I kept it with florals, and I used some insects, some moss and stuff, like really delicate things. This is some washi tape I fussy cut. I don't know if you can see it. Get closer. It's got moss on it. And then I added this little 7 Gypsies note card that says door, mostly because it rhymes with Lenore, not for any other reason. And then this was a little extra cutoff I had, which is a journaling card, and I added a little sticker to it, which says blood, sweat, and tears, because I thought the rose went really well. This is the second signature with the other part, the second part of the Lenore poem. Another image I glued down and made this into a little pocket with a little image of Poe that I did the same way, so the back is blank for her to write onto. More coffee dyed paper, another sheet of stationery. Did some stamping on the back of this little flip. And then this is also from 7 Gypsies, from their ledger paper pack. So they have some really great like coffee dyed looking paper. So I added that in there. And then I have this little envelope, this little vellum envelope, which I printed off using Yibbit's Eco Dye paper pack like kit. So I printed that on here, and it kind of reminds me of like dead leaves and stuff. And I added the part of the raven that Lenore shows up in, just to, you know, feature her double feature. And then it just tucks into that little top tuck. Here's another long strip of washi with some skulls. And then I fussy cut some more washi here. This is a little side tuck with another tag. And then there's a CD pocket here that I stamped up and colored. And then on the inside is a tag that I altered and added like a little book page with an interesting quote on it. And then that just slips out for her to journal on the inside. And then there's some like journal paper and another tag, like Hermelinda style tag, just stuck in with some washi. And then I added this like lace applique piece here and did a little tiny bit of stamping there. And a little belly band with another tag. This is a, what are they called? An alteration tag that I got from Lori's shop at the Papered Soul. Laura's shop, I'm sorry. Too many L names. And then there's a little flip out. And I did another stamping. This is an Inka Dinka Doo stamp. And a moss stamp I got from 100 Proof Press on Etsy. And I altered this bag, and that craft with me too. And then there is this, like, I think April said it was like an old game type card. I don't know. I got it in Happy Mail from her. Or Shayna. Somebody. Pretty sure it was April though. And then here is the third signature. And I got this coffee filter pocket from Shayna, so I decorated that, did some fussy cutting. I also dripped some ink on it and did some stamping. And it is a pocket, but it's actually like, you can stick like a bunch of stuff in here. There's like 3 layers. So there's like one back here, one in the middle, and then one up front. So she can tuck a lot of stuff in there. And I added this little lace applique and some eyelash trim. And then there's some of that Bow Bunny paper. And then I did some stamping, and I added this like floral piece of stationery paper, and did another piece of embossed vellum with that watering can embossing powder. And then this is just a fold up tag with a little tuck spot here. And I tried to keep my laces matching the color scheme, so there's like this light kind of, I don't know what you call it. It's like pink, but not really pink, like a rosy colored. And then there's like white and gray and black. Another little flip out. And some stamping. There's another quote from Poe. And then there is this really pretty piece of vellum paper, which they sell this at Hobby Lobby. Somebody asked me that, and I don't think I said it the last time I used it. And I did some stamping right here. It says Beautiful Dream. And then if you guys follow me on Instagram, you saw I made this pocket, and I sneak peeked that. So I have a little lace front pocket here with a little tiny tags, another one of those little baby tags, And then my collage back here. And then on the side, I thought Lenore was kind of like maybe a sketch artist. So I did some stamping and then added this little piece of lace to this little, I think this is a 7 Gypsies folder. And then added her name to it. And when you open it up, I thought this was a really great picture, like, of Lenore out, maybe sitting on her lawn sketching. And then I added some journal paper and stuff like that where she could sketch into, and some book page. So it's just a little mini journal on the inside, which is hard to like flip and hold one-handed. I don't know, I thought that was like a fun little inclusion. And so I took that in here. And this piece came from Shayna, and I couldn't use the actual piece she sent me. I photocopied it and then cut it out and then did all the inking and stuff over the top. But it's a really cool piece, and I thought it made a really great pocket. So I'll definitely be using it again. And here's some more music paper. Some more fussy cut washi. And then another piece of that fussy cut washi. This one has like a bird on it. And some stamping. And then I just tucked this little tiny pocket with a little beetle bug on it. This little tiny tag into this little tuck spot. On the other side is this little envelope that I did some embossing on, and some more of those ink splatters and some stamping. And that flips open. And then the card, which I also stuck in before I let the glue dry, is there, so she can, oh wow, I really stuck it in there. So she could do some journaling in there. And then that just slides back in. Maybe. There we go. And then the other side of that vellum, some stationery paper, and then one of those long strips of washi, and then another little altered tag. And I added this, was in the Recollections paper, and it's like a wedding ring sort of x-ray, because Lenore was like engaged to be married, but then died. And then this is the last signature, so there's a pocket there with another one of those flip-up tags. And there's the first page, and some more stationery paper, more stamping. I really like how this coffee dyed paper came out. I got like really big drops, and I'm really not sure how I did that. Some more of that washi tape, and this is like another altered page out of that Sleeping Beauty book, and another altered alteration tag, and I did some little eyelash trim and some embellishments, some little die cut dudes, and then altered this bag, and on the inside is a flip up tag again, because I had a lot of like extra cuts that I didn't want to waste from this paper, so I added those all in here. Did a little collage there, and then I added this little piece on the back so she could journal on the bag if she wanted to. And then there's this like vellum type envelope that I got from an order on AliExpress that we altered on that Craft With Me, so she could tuck something in there. Did a little bit of stamping there. I love this paper pack. Like, it was hard for me to use this paper. I thought I was going to hoard it forever, but then when Lori had said something gothic, I kind of had this idea floating around, so it just kind of popped into my head. And so then I was like, alright, I'm going to bite the bullet and use some of this paper, and I really like love how it came out, so I'm glad that I did. This is a side pocket with another one of those envelopes, which is also a pocket in itself, so she can write on the inside, stick some stuff back there, have a great old time. And I don't know why I left it like this, but I kind of like how that looks. And so I did some stamping here. And then in this pocket is a mood board. So I don't know if Lori likes them as much as I do, but I wanted to leave one here that kind of had like that graveyard girl aesthetic that I was going for. And then this is a little flip out, so she can turn that into a pocket if she wants. And It's the other side of that bag. Another journaling spot. And then here's an image of Poe, which I did some stenciling around. And then this side is empty, so she can tuck some more stuff in there. So like I said, I tried to leave her a lot of room to add her own stuff because I saw her journal, her personal journal. She adds a lot of stuff to her book, so I wanted to make sure she had plenty of space. And she said she doesn't like a lot of stuff stuck to the pages, so I tried to keep that pretty minimal, but I couldn't go without adding washi tape and stamps and stuff. So this is the last little tiny tag with a little moth stamp on it and some more book page. And then some more stamping here. And then I added this like tarot card because it has the raven on it. It's the Four of Swords. If you know anything about tarot, I thought was kind of also appropriate. And then another tag with some more embossing. And then in the back is a tuck spot with the other envelope I made with that Sleeping Beauty paper. And like the images are just so cool. And I didn't even like realize it when I first got it that it was an Arthur Rackham like illustrated book. But I mean, it's just really neat. And you guys might know Arthur Rackham better from his fairies. But he also did a bunch of other like children's books and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool. It was a cool find. So that's it for me. I'm going to wrap this up and send it along to Lori. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. And I will catch you in the next one. So until next time. Have a great one. Happy crafting. Bye.